First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Carrie is live with what she has learned.
Well, Dr. Gregory Michael passed away on Sunday, just a little over 2 weeks after getting a COVID-19 vaccine at Mount Sinai Medical Center.
The Centers for Disease Control now looking into the death of Dr. Gregory Michael, who received the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine on December 18th. The 56-year-old got the vaccine at Mount Sinai Medical Center, where he ran a private practice as an OBGYN for the last 15 years. A Facebook post by Michael's wife describes him as very healthy. She says 3 days after getting the shot, he noticed severe broken blood vessels on his feet and hands, prompting him to go to the emergency room. Diagnosed with something called immune thrombocytopenia, which prevents blood from clotting. After 2 weeks of treatment, she writes, he got a hemorrhagic stroke caused by the lack of platelets that took his life in a matter of minutes.
Orange County son worries his mom died because of her second Moderna COVID-19 vaccine dose. A conversation with staff at the OC coroner's office about Griselda Flores' death raised red flags for Richard Cardenas and his family.
They made it seem like this was not the first call that they had.
OC Assistant Chief Deputy Coroner Brad Olson says that's right. Olson tells Eyewitness News a handful of deaths, including Griselda's, are under investigation because they happened 1 to 3 days after the person got a COVID-19 vaccine dose. The day after her second shot on April 14th at a CVS in Orange, Griselda complained of the expected side effects, chills, body aches, and a fever.
She looked really pale, though. Really pale. And she just said she was tired and she was going to go home and sleep.
2 days after her second dose, Griselda's family says they found her dead in her room.
But last night, I went to curriculum night at my kids' school. And I went alone because I'm a new widow. And that's just what you do. You go alone. So upon walking out of the school, I hear these people talking. People are loud. I hear these people talking. And one woman has her hands on her hips and says, I just don't get it. I just don't understand why people just won't give up their arm and get the shots. Is it really that difficult? And immediately I wanted to vomit for a lot of reasons. But I'm here to tell you I'm not anti-vax. I've never been an anti-vax person. I do believe in freedom. I do believe in our body, our choice. And I don't know where that whole thing went. I thought for a long time it was my body, my choice, but I guess those things are gone. I think science is cool. Do I trust everything and all scientists? Absolutely not. My husband very much so believed in freedom. So much that he went to work every day to support our freedoms and to fight for our freedoms. And you know what? He trusted science. He went and got his shot. He did before he had to, before it was told that you have to go get this. He did. And he would giggle at me and tell me, Ona, you're being silly. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Millions of people are getting them and they're fine. We're going to be okay. Okay. So he took his shot. He got it. His first one. Within a couple hours, he didn't feel well. Went to sleep that night with a really, really bad headache. Told me he was fine. It was just a headache. I rubbed his feet. I gave him a wet washcloth. Filled his water. Checked on him a couple times when I heard him wrestling and ruffling around. He assured me he was fine. It was just a headache, a symptom of the shot, or a side effect of the shot. Okay, about 5 hours later, after the last time I talked to him, I found him blue and dead in our bed with his arm hanging off the side of the bed. Okay? Medical examiner has ruled it to be a coincidence. Purely a coincidence. Science, okay? I'm here to beg you, please, those that are fighting and speaking out against the mandates, please know that they are not doing it because they just don't want to give their arm for a shot. If we're told we have to do this, our freedoms are ripped from us. And you know what? Maybe some people who are leery of going and getting the shot, maybe it's because they know my husband. Maybe it's because they know one of the, I think it's 10,000 people right now that have died or been injured from the shots. Maybe it's because one of those people was somebody that they loved. Somebody that should not have been taken from our world so soon. So please have some compassion. And those that are making these mandates, I sure pray and hope that nobody that you love has been taken too soon, or the health of them has been taken too soon from science, from a shot that was made so quickly. And we're told just to trust. So please, before you stand there with your hand on your hip, saying, I just don't understand why everybody just won't give their arm up for the shot, think about the other people around you, please.
Getting vaccinated against COVID-19. Yes, there could be some short-term side effects from the vaccine.
This is Nicole Bellin, pharmacy manager for Safeway, store 1892 in Cortez. I quit effective immediately because I will not give this poison to people. Wake up, everybody. This is poison. This is hurting people. I've seen it. I've seen customers die. Wake up. Do not take it. I would.
ไม่เขาชักแล้วว่าเห็นไหมเขาชักแล้วว่าทำไมเนี่ยมันแยกออกก็หายใจยังไงโอ้ยเร็วๆโอ้ย
Okay. Had to stop so I could record this because road noises and stuff. But I'm going to get real and I'm going to piss a lot of people off, and I don't care. As of May 2021, I am fully vaccinated. I caught COVID. Getting over COVID. What? I've infected my dad. I've infected my mom, who are both vaccinated. My son, 14 years old, has both of his Pfizer shots. Now has COVID. I've infected my ex-wife. I've infected my daughter. I've infected my family, my kids, people I love most, and I'm fully vaccinated. I got sick. I went in, got tested. My test came back negative because my viral load wasn't high enough. Because I'm fully vaccinated, my viral load didn't get high enough for the test to test positive. So I infected everybody that I love. The people out there pushing this vaccines are not telling you the full truth.
On December 30th of 2020, I received the first Moderna COVID vaccine without incident initially. Approximately 1 week later, I recognized that my feet were numb, a sensation of pins and needles. I also began having powerful electrical shock sensations down my entire spine, radiating to my feet. Within days, I obtained an MRI of my cervical spine. It revealed no acute changes to account for my numbness. Move forward 3 or 4 days. I was sitting in a clinic room at work talking with a patient. I attempted just simply to stand from the sitting position. I couldn't stand. I pushed myself up with my arms and quickly fell backwards. Later that day, I had MRIs of my thoracic and lumbar spine. I soon saw a neurologist, actually 2 to 3 days later, who diagnosed me with transverse myelitis, a rare condition that involves a demyelinated lesion of my thoracic spinal cord. While my neurologist recommended I take 2 or 3 months off work, I agreed to take 2 weeks. After I returned, I operated on 2 consecutive days, although I intended shortened schedule. After the second day, I felt horrible. I was numb from my umbilicus to my feet. I could barely walk. And I have been off work since. I'm just not safe to work as an orthopedic surgeon. My life has dramatically changed after this adverse reaction. My career of 19 years, that I took almost 40 years to train for, is likely over.
My name is Sean Barkovich. I'm a 51-year-old research nurse practitioner. I'm the descendant of hardworking coal miners and was proudly born in the coal region of Pennsylvania. Honesty is very important to me. As we are living in a hyper-polarized world, let me start off by clarifying I'm highly educated. I have 4 degrees. Medicine is my second career. I worked on secondment for the State Department for 15 years. Worked through the fall of communism in Eastern Europe and the Balkan War. Came back and became a nurse because I love medicine. Politics has zero impact on me being here today. I'm pro-patient, pro-science, and I've been fiercely pro-vaccine my entire life. I've been having fights with family members to get vaccinated. However, like many, I was a bit hesitant about the vaccine. We all had our concerns. I was scared about the new platform, the new spike protein vector, the fact that we relied on more long-term in vitro studies without long-term safety data in humans. But as a researcher and a scientist, I also understood the need to control an pandemic. So I got vaccinated. As a researcher, I fully understand reactions occur, and they are real. No medication or vaccine is reaction-free. I get this, but so should everyone else. But in this rollout, there were many things that came to light quickly once I fell into that adverse reaction world. Prior to December 29th, 2020, the day my life fundamentally changed, I was a vibrant, funny, compassionate, healthy person. No medical conditions, no medicines, never a vaccine reaction. Let me briefly share my reaction story. I went to the hospital where I work. I stood in line. Immediately after dose 1, I developed paresthesias in my right arm. Got injected in my right deltoid. Within hours to days, the numbness and tingling traveled to my right side of my face, my eye, and my ear. I saw a neurologist, one of the top neurologists in New York City. He said, "Oh, fits his sides, get the second shot. We just don't know. It's all new." So it subsided. Against my better judgment, I went back and I got in line. Dose 2 literally set me into a tailspin. Within 4 days, I developed debilitating tinnitus. What I recall from that is the month of February, curled up in the fetal position on the bathroom floor, wondering, how will I ever live with this? It was so severe, couldn't hear TV, couldn't listen to music or read a book or hear what other people were saying. Felt my life was over. It continued. I got right facial tingling back, numbness, throat tightness, tachycardia, wild fluctuating blood pressures, severe right-sided headaches and brain fog. I went back to the neurologist. I told him all what was going on. He said, "Oh, wait it out. It might likely subside again." I said, "I don't think so. This is pretty bad." I ended up in the emergency department January 30th. Despite all my years of nursing experience, having been familiar with the vaccine trials, I offered up quickly and think I'm having a reaction to the vaccine. I was quickly dismissed by a physician who had no knowledge about these vaccine reactions, and I was sent home with ibuprofen. So many missed opportunities to treat me. Things continued to progress. I developed POTS syndrome. Never even heard of it before as a nurse. It's where you can't stand for more than 5 minutes without your heart rate zooming, getting faint and nauseous. Severe intractable insomnia. Never had a problem sleeping before. Suddenly I'm taking 5 meds to try to get to sleep. Muscle twitches, tremors, adrenal dumps that would burn my muscles and my stomach. I'm a bright individual. I'm like the nurse chihuahua. I nip at heels. I want answers and I fight. I pursued everywhere across the country, from New York to California, looking for answers, pestering top researchers, scientists, doctors, getting nowhere, getting no recognition, getting dismissed. By August, I literally exploded in generalized body neuropathies. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night, stinging in my hands and feet, burning in the soles of my feet, prickling all over like I fell in a bush of nettles. I knew I had to push. A lot of my symptoms were subjective. Physicians don't deal well with subjective symptoms. You're tossed into the basket of anxiety. So I pushed for objective data. I insisted, let's do a tilt table test. Showed my dysautonomy. Pushed for a skin biopsy. Showed I developed small fiber neuropathy. Still, I couldn't get anybody to take an interest in me. I'm a researcher. I found that curious. Here I am presenting unusual case. Study me. I'm the perfect candidate. I give you objective data. If I tell you my pain's a 7 out of 10, it's a 7 out of 10. I don't minimize or maximize. Feeling so alone and so scared, I turned to social media because I couldn't find anybody like me for support. In mere months, I had thousands of people. I set up a tinnitus group. 3,500 members joining in months. Later, I found 6 other groups focused on neurological symptoms. I started to help them as a nurse. It was the best way I could help. Use my resources. I started researching, reading journals, hearing what they were hearing, reading as much as I can, sharing with them, helping the people who had no insurance understand what their labs were, people who had no money, guiding them what tests they should get, how best to use their money. Crazy thing is, social media. You're there, you're looking for support, you find support. They suddenly tag you. Misinformation. You're not real. You're an anti-vaxxer. You devolve into more despair. To date, not a single doctor I saw, and I saw many. The list is long. I know all their names. I saved all their emails of what they said to me and what they couldn't say, didn't say, or didn't do. Not a single one of them logged me in theirs. Not one. All my reports are my own. My goal here today is to speak as a researcher. A lot's been said already. I'll just emphasize, if we mandate vaccines, it's clear we need to mandate manufacturers and government institutions to step up and investigate us. It's not right. It's immoral. Reactions are real. They're a part of science. I got unlucky. But it's unethical to hide them, even if it's for some greater motive. A real example of our own government being egregious in their behavior to hide it. I direct you to OSHA's website. It's right there. They are not enforcing reporting requirements of worker side effects mandated to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Go to their website. It's there. Clear as day. They don't enforce reporting. That's my own government. Data sharing. You know, NIH did a study. I'd love to know what was in it. It's unethical to hide research if there's information in there to help people. I know this. I'm a researcher. We also must return science into the hands of scientists and get it out of money, donor money, and politics. We deserve safe and effective vaccines, but we also deserve effective and safe government. I don't think we have that right now.
President Biden, this is Nat. She's 13 and wants to be a nurse. When the COVID vaccine became available, she volunteered for the Pfizer clinical trial. She wanted to help. This is her now. There are others across the country like her, but they are ignored by the FDA and the media. You said it was safe. Maddie stepped up to help America. Who's going to step up to help Maddie?
Paid for by the Vaccine Safety Research Foundation.